Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. This is Northwest Magic, and I am Levi.
I'm Howie.
It is good to talk about these new decks, these new cards in MH3, isn't it, Howie?
Yeah.
It's a good time.
What are we
Who are
doing?
we talking about today? What are we doing? Who are we talking about?
Okay.
Who are we doing? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
This is a really awkward intro. We're going to do a Precon upgrade for Ulalek. Fuse Atrocity, which is 5 mana. He's got a weird mana cost. He's either all colorless or white, blue, black, red, green.
Yes,
and
he
any
is.
combination of like colorless and sort of one of each of those colors. He has Devoid. He's a legendary Eldrazi. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell, you may pay colorless. If you do, copy all spells you control, then copy all other activated and triggered abilities you control. You may choose new targets for the copies. Mana abilities can't be copied. This is really weird. It's a really weird but like cool commander. He's definitely strong. You gotta definitely know how the stack works if you want to be playing this kind of commander, and that's not what we're here to explain because I don't know how to explain the stack to new people that well off the cuff, and I don't want this video to be 45 minutes long. So we're gonna give you 10 upgrades and 10 removes and just make the deck probably a little smoother for you guys so that it just feels better.
I feel like this commander, this deck in particular, is very attractive to new players. I think they're going to see this guy and be like, wow, I want to slam him down on the table. So, with him being a little bit complex and so incredibly open-ended, we kind of have to preface that these ads, you can always just kind of take them with a bit of a grain of salt, if you will, because he's just so open-ended. But there's a few no-brainers in here, but for the most part, just some solid ones. So, what do we add or we remove first? I don't remember these days.
People come here for the ads, so we'll start with the ads.
We'll do the ads.
So I'm gonna start with Kozilek's Unsealing. It's 2 and a blue for an enchantment, but it has Devoid. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4, 5, or 6, you make 2 Eldrazi spawn creature tokens with sacrifices creature to add colorless. And it says, whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 7 or greater, draw 3 cards. So it's a little bit of ramp. It's a little bit of card draw. Well, when you get to that, that's a good amount of card draw. So, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
We have
three
9,
things,
10.
3 cards. Great.
We have 11 or so things that work off of that draw 3. So that's a solid amount to get this trigger realistically. And honestly, we are adding 3 creatures to the deck later that also make this trigger as well.
Oh yeah, I think if you're gonna do anything, you're gonna have some big mana in these decks, especially in Ulalek. Cool. I think a great addition to this, and he's kind of a great addition to anything colorless, is Kozilek the Great Distortion. We've all seen him, we've all heard of him, we all love him. He's 10 mana, he triggers Kozilek's Unsealing. But more importantly, when you cast him, if you have fewer than 7 cards in hand, he refills your hand back up to 7. And then he can also allow you to discard... Oh, he has Menace, too. But he has discard a card with converted mana cost X, counter target spell with converted mana cost X. And that comes out a little more in handy than you think it does. It being able to just kind of discard something and counter it, however. And this is like... That's an ability. That's not like they're... they'd have to counter that with like a stifle or something, I guess.
Yeah, or a disallow.
But
it turns every card in your hand into a counter spell. It's a big beater. It's a 12/12 with Menace. Does not necessarily synergize with Ulalek's ability, but it's just a big beater. Some of the ads we have on here aren't necessarily super budget, but this card is $4.99. So good budget ad
He
at the
is.
very least.
He is.
This is like the best Eldrazi bang for your buck for $5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just protects. Once he gets slammed down, he refills your hand and he helps protect your board, which is great.
Yes. So we are only adding cards with Kozilek in the name, so we're going to add Kozilek's command. It is X colorless for a kindred instant Eldrazi. That's important because that triggers Ulalek's ability at instant speed. Choose 2. Target player creates X01 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature tokens with sacrifice this creature to add colorless. Target player scries X, then draws a card. Exile target creature with mana value X or less. Exile up to X target cards from graveyards. Super versatile card. Instant speed trigger our commander. I mean, some of these options could have been better, but it's colorless, so I get it. It's still super versatile. And
yeah, I think if you're going to be playing Ulalek at all, Kozilek's command just goes in it no matter what. It triggers everything that he likes. If he's going to be in the command zone, he's Kozilek's.
I don't think you build Eldrazi ever for the rest of time without this card.
Yeah, it's just too good. It's too dang good.
It's good, especially if you go the colorless route.
Yes.
Read me another one.
Yeah. So here's one that I love. I think it's one of the newer cards to come out. Path of Annihilation. It's 3 and a green, devoid. When it enters the battlefield, you create 2 0/1 colorless spawns. And Eldrazi you control have tap to add one mana of any color, and then whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 7 or greater, you gain 4 life. That's fine, whatever, right?
Yeah,
but
it'll trigger, but we don't care about the
life. Tapping, because like Scions are just a sacrifice, so you can tap and then sack, and get some mana out of that. So lots of mana to be made with this Path of Annihilation. I think it goes really well in here.
Yeah, if you play this on curve and then play a land, the next turn you'll have 9 mana, I think, because you can tap the Scions and then sacrifice them for mana. So it's a super solid include. It's a bigger ramp piece that really works. There's a lot of spawns going on. I mean, we just added Kozilek's command, so it works.
It's a workhorse in the deck, let's say that.
A workhorse in the deck. A lot of things that we have need instant speed stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
This card is an instant. I don't know why I'm saying that. They need mana value 7 or greater. That's what I meant. I want to talk about Null Drifter. It's 7 mana for an Eldrazi Elemental. It's a 4/4 flyer with Annihilator 1. When you cast this spell, draw 2 cards, and it has Evoke for 2 and a blue. So you evoke it, you cast it, and then when it enters, you sacrifice it if you cast it for its evoke cost. But when you cast it for its evoke cost, it is still considered a 7 mana value spell. So that triggers our Kozilek's Unsealing, our Kozilek's
Path of Annihilation,
command,
if you want it.
or Path of Annihilation. That's what I meant, dude. I'm all over the place.
Kozilek's Annihilation.
I woke up. How long have we been recording? 9 minutes. I woke up 10 minutes ago. Oh god.
Yeah,
no, it's really good.
Fits in extremely well with that, because it cares a lot about 7 or higher. So that's a kind of constant around Eldrazi a lot. Just 7. They like 7 a lot.
If you cast this and then you use Ulalek's trigger on it, I'm actually not sure on the rulings, but I think you get to keep the copy on the field because you didn't cast the copy. I'm not sure. Even if you don't, that's...
It sounds right to me.
It still draws you 4 cards if you can copy it.
Yeah, I actually don't know what happens when you copy something that you
with
paid
a writer
an alternate
like
cost for like that. My gut says that you'd just keep the copy.
Yeah, I don't know. At the very least, it turns into like
4 cards.
Draw 4, which is pretty good.
Draw 4 for 3 mana. I'll take that.
Yeah. Well, it'd be 5.
Or that's right. Because to copy it'd be 5. It'd be 2 more. I think one that is a little bit slightly boring, but I think just just fits in super well, triggers that 7, and makes everything smoother is not of this world. It's a 7 mana tribal instant, Eldrazi. It's a counter target spell or ability that targets a permanent you control, and it costs 7 less, how convenient, if it targets a spell or ability that targets a creature you control with power 7 or greater. So yeah, if you're trying to protect, one of your titans, typically they're some of the Eldrazi titans have more than 7. It's just solid.
It's free.
It's free. It's free at that point. It's
Yeah.
Eldrazi's version of I don't know, whatever the free spells are that we have.
We have a lot.
we have a lot.
We have a lot at this point. It's just a solid include. Protects your big stuff, and you're committing to the board, so you want to be protecting your stuff. Okay, let's add a new card. It's called Harrogast, Erupting Nullkite. 9 mana for a legendary Eldrazi dragon. That's a cool line. It has a merge for 6 red. You may cast this spell by sacrificing a creature and paying the emerge cost reduced by that creature's mana value. It's a flying 6/6. When you cast this spell, you may exile your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. You don't have to do that, but you could. You can also copy that, so you could exile your hand, draw 3, and then exile your hand and draw 3 more. Each creature spell you cast has emerged. The emerge cost is equal to its mana cost. So this is like ramp, and I like that this is possible because with Ulalek, you are copying all of your stuff. So if you have extra Eldrazi lying around, you can just emerge those away for new Eldrazi, making them cheaper, making it easier to activate Ulalek's trigger, or pay for its trigger, rather.
Yes.
So I think that this fits really perfectly. It works awesome.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what you're really looking for in an Eldrazi deck is just all the discounts you can find. Eldrazi players are like those mega couponers that you meet at the supermarket that got a whole booklet full of coupons. You're just trying to find any discount you can.
Yep.
Harrogast is just a big coupon. Let's be real.
Talk about the Gloom hand.
The Gloom hand?
Yeah, that's a Zelda reference, but you don't play good games.
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I think it's Echoes of Eternity, I want to say.
It is.
We can't talk about having an Eldrazi deck without talking about Echoes of Eternity, right? 3 and 3 colorless if a triggered ability of a colorless spell you control or another colorless permanent you control triggers. That ability triggers an additional time. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. Oh, and
I just sent you a picture of Gloom hands.
It made me aware of the Gloom hand. Wow, it does actually look like the Gloom hand. Yeah, wow, that's kind of weird. They stolen art. That'll be the first time. But no, I think this is just insane. If you're able to play this, especially on curve, and you're able to cast I don't know, 2 Kozilek's Unsealing, that'd be crazy, right?
Yeah, that would be crazy because it has devoid. Most cards in your deck have devoid or are just straight up colorless. Even if you just copy Soul Ring, pay 1 mana to get 4 back, it's really good.
That'd be nasty. That'd be actually so nasty.
It is a bit of an ask, right? Because you want to
it's an ask.
Play this. You gotta it's
you're
6
probably
mana.
Spending the turn playing it, and then you're investing, hoping that it sticks around for the next turn.
It is also an Eldrazi spell, so if you have 8 mana, you can have 2 of these, and then just
it's not
whatever
legendary.
happens next turn better be winning you the game or putting your opponent's back pretty good.
Yeah, because I do not think many people will let you resolve 2 Echoes of Eternities, but good luck to you if you do.
Yeah, and then make sure you bring your infinite tokens or something, because you're gonna, not just with this, but with Ulalek, you're gonna have a lot of excess copies going on.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot going on.
All right, I'm just gonna talk about the last 2 ads together. They're just kind of stapley cards, but we're spoilers, we're taking out a little card draw and we're adding a little more, so we just need to smooth that out.
Yeah.
So we're going to add Jessica's Will. If you're playing red, you got to add this. It's like $16 now or something. It's gotten a couple reprints, but it always climbs back up. Sorcery for 3 mana, choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both. Add red for each card in target opponent's hand, and exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. Card advantage, ramp, 1 card. It's hugely undercosted for what it does. It's great. And Brain Surge, 2 and a blue. Instant, draw 4 cards, put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Both great cards. We didn't need to spend too much time talking about those. They're good. Smooth out the draw. Add them.
Yeah, they're just solid. You can't really go wrong with card draw, and just like I said, like we said, smoothing out the deck. This is a little bit. I've been watching some gameplay of this, and it is a little tiny bit rough of a deck right out the box. So you want a little bit of that. All right, let's go on to removes. My favorite part, because sometimes it can be hard, but I don't think it was all that hard for this deck. Okay, this is definitely one that, I don't know, maybe some people might find surprising, but when I was playtesting, I kind of didn't like this card very much. Awakening Zone, 2 and a green. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi creature token. Now, it kind of seems a little counterintuitive, right? Like, you want to be making these things. You want to be ramping, right? Well, this is just a little tiny bit slow. A lot of the times when I was playtesting, I had this in my hand, and I was like, man, I'd rather just be spending this on an Eldrazi or something, or something else to get me something right here, right now.
Or draw, or 3 mana ramp, or anything that just happens now instead of waiting a turn for 1 spot.
Yeah. If you get this on turn 3, then on turn 4, you're getting 1 mana. Then turn 5. And, like, most of the time, I don't know about the pods everybody else is in, but in the pods I'm in, by turn 5, people are getting going. And if you're kind of behind here,
yeah. Maybe if you're playing Azlask, the secondary commander, it's
I would consider keeping
it in,
it's
probably.
Worth it.
Considering that's all he cares about, but
Ulalek doesn't want this. It's not an Eldrazi spell. No. I don't know. It's whatever.
It's not devoid. It's
not
just
devoid
nothing.
either.
Nothing's important here.
Yeah. Ulalek says, "Get that out of here, buddy."
Cool. Now, on another topic of like tokeny kind of stuff. Now, if you're playing Azlask, you probably want to keep this. But Idol of Oblivion, 2 mana for an artifact, tap, draw a card. Only if you created a token this turn. It kind of works with Awakening Zone. An 8 tap, sacrifice Idol of Oblivion to create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token. A 10/10 with nothing else is not very good.
Yeah,
believe it or not,
it's not good.
And we're not going to reliably be making tokens every turn to draw cards, so we just don't need this. Again, if you have Azlask as your commander, this probably wants to stay, probably wants to hang. For this one, not so much.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, yeah, like, it definitely works pretty well with the token strat, but Ulalek is not really a token strat. Yeah, and with that being said, what I'm going to allude into is that we're actually cutting Azlask, the Swelling Scourge. He's the other commander in here. He's 3 generic. He's an Eldrazi. And when he or another colorless creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. And then for Wooburg, creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of experience counters you have. And Silence and Spawns you control gain Indestructible and Annihilator 1 until end of turn. So, as you can see, we kind of started just drifting away from that game plan with the upgrades.
Yeah.
If we're taking away...
He's a super solid card.
He's great. He's a great commander, but he's just not the Ulalek. He's not the Ulalek style we're going. So, it makes sense why we would... Since we're taking out some of these token strats, why we would take out Azlask himself.
Yep. We added a couple, but, like, it doesn't matter. He's not what we want to be doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like Path of Annihilation. That one's just gross.
Yeah. So we also cut another token one. Scattered Skittering Invasion, 7 mana for a Kindred Sorcery Eldrazi. Create 5 Scions.
I wish this was instant. I really wish this was instant. If
it was instant, it would be better, but 7 is still a lot. So, like, by the time you get to 7 mana, you don't want to play this just for 5.
And then if you want to copy
by
it...
by the time you get to 9 mana, you don't really want to copy it just for 10 next turn. Yeah, you'll have, like, an explosive E next turn, but, like, it doesn't have the same impact as, I guess, Echoes of Eternity, right? Yeah. I know that they don't really do the exact same thing, but, like, they're both sort of setup style cards. And this one, by the time you have that much mana, you probably don't need more of it.
I'm with you there. Echoes of Eternity costs 1 less, and it's, like, significantly better than this. And they both like, fit the same role of setting up for a next turn.
Yeah, if I see Levi across the table play Skittering Invasion, I'll be like, yeah, whatever, man. And if you play Echoes of Eternity, I'll be like, yeah,
I need to spend my Chaos Warp on that. That needs to go. I like
that. Chaos Warp it into like an Ulamog or something. Yeah,
that'd be better than... An Ulamog would be better than that.
Yeah. Talk about a card.
Yeah, talk about a card. Ugin's Insight. Let's talk about this one. I saw this in the Precon, and I was like, interesting. I don't really know what they're going here. 3 and 2 blue, scry X, where X is the highest garbage mana cost among permanents you control, then draw 3 cards. You know, I can kind of see it. It's like, you're going to have lots of higher mana value stuff, but it's like, whatever. 5 mana, you got to be spending it on other things right now.
Yeah, 5 mana, it's a sorcery. It's not good. Like, I kind of added Brain Surge just because it's better than this.
It's just better. Brain Surge is just
better. Yeah, I mean, you might draw more, I guess, overall, but it's not good. This is the worst card we're just going to move on. Ugin's Insight sucks. Get rid of it. This card sucks even worse. I should have talked about this one first because it is so bad. I can't believe this is in any Precon. I can't believe this card exists. Suffer the Past. X and a black for an instant. Exile X cards. Target cards from target player's graveyard, so you don't have to pick one person. For each card exiled this way, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It is not good. I don't like it.
What is this even in here for?
I don't know. It doesn't synergize with anything going on. I don't know why this is in here at all. It's actually like...
There are some things... I don't think I ever drew it, but what in the world?
There are some things where it's like, okay, I get it. It's like the budgety version of something because, like, can't make Precons too good, I guess. But, like, what is this? It's bad. Take it out. Don't ever look at it again. Honestly, throw it away.
Just throw that card away. That is weird. It's like they had no idea what to put in this they had a 100th card to choose, and they were like, there you go.
Ulamog is in the flavor text, I guess, is probably why they added it, but it's not good. Oh my
gosh, that's what it has to do. Okay.
It's not good.
Yeah, I'm more about synergy, like maybe if this had some kind of... Anyway. One that slightly breaks my heart, because I do like this card in general, but it's not quite working with how we're trying to do things. There could be an argument for this card, in my opinion, but Rishkar's Expertise, we're cutting, 4 and 2 green. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control, which there can definitely be some heaters. You may cast a spell with mana value 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. I can, yeah. Just have a lot of... Card. It's a great card. It's just, for 6 mana, we need to be putting something out, onto the field. We need to be doing something else other than just simply drawing a lot of cards. There's too much setup. If we have too many cards that set us up, then that's all we're going to be doing all game is setting up, and then people are just going to be ready for us. And
yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with card draw. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, I mean, notice that the 4 card draw spells we added are all at 3 mana.
Yeah,
We want to be doing that earlier.
We're just trying to do it early. Yeah, just trying to do it a little earlier.
Yeah,
I could see
it's a great card though.
This is good. Yeah, I personally love this card. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Vile Redeemer.
Vile Redeemer.
Tuna green for an Eldrazi 3/3 with devoid and flash. When you cast it, you may pay colorless. If you do, put a Scion creature token onto the battlefield for each non-token creature that died under your control this turn. Those tokens have. Sack this creature out of colorless. I like that it has flash. I don't like really what it does because I don't think we're not going to be holding up a lot of mana most of the time, and it's just really mid.
Yeah, the payoff. See, with Ulalek, you want to be having some good payoff here. I mean, Vile Redeemer is a bit of a mana sink. It's 3 mana, and then you want to pay an extra mana, and then if you want to copy everything, you got to pay another 2 mana, and all you're getting is just like some more Scions.
Yeah, to replace your board,
your board, and this is all like from you manipulating the stack and doing all this stuff, and it's like, man, I'd rather have just spent this on a Kozilek, you know?
Yeah, I think it does have. It will have some uses in some niche situations. So, like, I could see someone being like, "What are you talking about? This card won me the game," but like, most of the time, it won't. Most of the time, this won't do anything at all.
Yeah, I think the flash is great. I want more stuff with flash that has even better payoff and is just bigger. Because that's what you need to go for with these Eldrazi decks. You're playing big. You're going big or going home. Typically, you're going home.
I don't know what that means.
Other than that, guys, we just have 2 lands. It's just a couple. We have Temple of Silence and Temple of Milady. It's the scry ones. It's 2 scry ones.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with scrying. It's just we don't really need that many lands. What was it? 38 lands in this deck.
It's 38 lands.
30 lands.
Kind of down to 36, and also
36 is good. And we
usually yeah. I don't really like that. I don't like these cards at all unless you're playing on like a budget, like real budget. Like, let's break out our $30 commander deck, guys. But
yeah,
you're not good.
Most lands that come in tapped, I'm not a huge fan of, but some people,
yeah,
they don't mind.
Thankfully, in the Precon, there is not a lot of tapped lands. I believe that with these taken out, we have like 1 or 2. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, really not bad.
No, it's really not bad. And we do not want tapped lands, like, for real.
Nah, this is a very...
Because if we get set a turn behind because of that, not a turn behind, but like we're missing that mana, it could really set us back a lot.
Sometimes it can set you a turn behind. Sometimes 1 mana makes all the difference in some of your explosive turns, because that's what this deck's about. It's about explosive turns, and if you are really banking on, like, oh, I really need that 1 more mana, please draw me 1 more mana, and you draw a scry land that comes in tapped, well, that's another turn you gotta wait before your explosive turn, and by that time, you know, the Urza's player has already played Winter Orb, Static Moons. Static Moon. You know, everything else. And so you're sitting there with your Temple of Milady in your hand thinking, man, if only this came out.
If only I could scry.
If only I could scry. Anyway, guys, those are the 10 upgrades, 10 adds.
Yeah, let us know what you would have added differently, because now that Eldrazi is 5 colors, the possibilities are endless. This isn't like a budgetless upgrade, or we could have like cut out like probably 50 cards, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
This will push you a little bit in the right direction for, like, I don't know, a solid amount of money actually, but it's still good. These are all solid ads.
Some of these are pretty expensive, but I mean, there's some no-brainers in here that I think are just truly what need to actually be put in. Almost no matter what. Like, come on, you know.
Yeah.
But,
anyway,
well,
that was fun.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you
Check
to
out
our
Patreon.
patron. I beat you to it. Thank you to our patron, Kingdom. Shouting you out. And yeah, we're gonna have everything linked in the description below. So yeah, have a wonderful day and a wonderful life. Goodbye.
Bye.